Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Amateur Dota 2 League Dota Legends. We're into Game 3 with Euls and DotA2Romania, and after two action-packed games,
team ban.
we're into the decider. This is just week 1 of Dota 2 Legends. We've got another 2-3 months of this.
Team ban.
So this is what you're in for every week, week in, week out. Could you be asking for more?
I certainly don't. This is already peak of skill what I expect from amateur teams. This doesn't belong here. This is way better already. And it's so nice to see this no-name teams making a name for themselves and playing at their absolute cap. And it's super amazing to see how everyone excels. So let's talk about the picks.
Obviously, we get the Marana, get the Centaur, get the Lycan, and the Ancient Apparition banned out. So these are quite similar to what we've seen the entire time. Always banned out on the Marana. And
Radiant team pick.
now they are just swapping these
Radiant
heroes.
team
Invoker
pick.
every game, and
Dire team pick.
they do. And it was which team had the Doom last game? Was it?
It was Euls, yeah.
Dire
Euls.
team ban.
They had the Doom and they had the Brewmaster. Now they switched it around a little bit because Invoker was on the DotA2Romania side.
Radiant team ban.
And they banned out
Yeah.
the Morphling, which is, I think, quite a respect ban because it was, like, this Morphling didn't die once in that game.
No, he played magnificently. Just the way he farmed, the way he sort of used his abilities, sort of even just the little things of how he was
Dire
baiting out the
team
knives
ban.
up against the clockwork. These little things can add up just to absolutely massive changes in the game. And we've got a Treant Protector. Despite many people's preconceptions
10
of a Treant
seconds
Protector,
remaining.
obviously you play passively, you're very
5 seconds
and you just sort
remaining.
of defend your towers. It's not really the most ideal way to play him, in my opinion.
Reserve time.
You put the Treant armor on people, and then they dive. And then obviously you've got the Overgrowth, which is such a strong
Radiant
ability.
team ban.
Obviously it doesn't do any damage, but the fact that your opponents are unable to do anything.
Yeah, it's really an amazing skill. And if you have the initiating tool, if you have someone like Brewmaster jumping in and then the Trent following
10
it up,
seconds remaining.
it's already getting really annoying for the Radiant
5
side here.
seconds remaining.
And Euls they need to pick something initiative, yes, like Bad Rider, for example.
Dire
Yeah.
team
Absolutely perfect.
To counter them, to also get the pickoffs, to just jump somewhere and maybe split up the enemy team and find some small kills left and right to avoid the big team fights, which will be hard to take against the Trent with the heal, with the shield, with the Overgrowth, which is such an amazing skill.
70-second cooldown. It's
10 seconds remaining.
such an amazing thing to think about. There
5
is
seconds
it
remaining.
is more or less a Ravage, but for longer.
Radiant
I think it's a
team
longer
pick.
duration, obviously, and without the damage. And it's a 70-second cooldown. I think it is obviously a bit smaller, but
I love the
Dire
Rubik
team
pick.
yeah, especially up against the Panda, up against the Tree, and
Radiant team
even up against the
ban.
Viper. If you're able to get that Viper strike off,
And you will be able to get it
Oh,
because
yes.
that's the only skill that Viper has. They're like
Yeah.
rushing through these skills. They have a fixed mindset. They know exactly what they want to play in this match.
think-
And I hope
that's what we had
everyone
last
here...
game.
10 seconds
Yeah, but
remaining.
I think everyone here is gonna be in his comfort zone. Everyone has the heroes they like to play
5
with.
seconds
So
remaining.
they already have the experience with that heroes, and it's gonna be really nice for the
Reserve
teams to
time.
play what they like. And if they have this advantage to just play their signature heroes, or like the heroes they really like to play, for example, a support player that loves playing Rubik is amazing because he can do so much with it. It's so versatile throughout the entire game. In the early game, the lift, the damage, you can steal stuff. It's
Dire
really
team
nice
ban.
pickup. And with the Bad Rider initiation and the Doom maybe just silencing this Brewmaster so he's not able to use his split, it's already such a great pickup. But for the Trent Protector and the enemy team, you will have an advantage in mid because this Brewmaster is
10
gonna
seconds
blind the
remaining.
Invoker, and the Trent is just healing the Brewmaster up, so this Brewmaster can basically do
5
whatever the
seconds
fuck he wants in
remaining.
mid, or even if it's a Viper in the mid. It's
Yeah.
It's really nice picks. They match up together, and we get the tight band out by Euls, and the response ban is a support pick, like a support hero from DotA2Romania.
I actually want to see DotA2Romania sort of. I want them to go back to something like the Timbersaw, something like the Timbersaw that I think it was Euls had in the first game. Was it Euls? Yeah, it was Euls. No, so actually DotA2Romania had the Timbersaw in the first game, and they were farming it. Because I don't think they want to try and take this too late. They want to sort of brute force it down. You've got a Viper, so you can just like quicker get that Viper strike online quickly, potentially get that mechanism early, and then just go roam around and take these kills. You get the blink up on the Brewmaster, and then if you've got the Timbersaw just to deal with that early massive damage, you can take this game very quickly.
Yes, I agree on that.
Looking at their team up against the Batrider, Doom, Invoker, and a Weaver, I don't see that there will be. So I can't see a really way unless they just go balls to the wall, get an anti-mage and manage to secure his farm perfectly.
That's a good point. Like DotA2Romania are open to go for any playstyle they like now, because you know exactly what the enemies are going for, you know, and this last pick of DotA2Romania can change the entire lineup of their own. It's so nice to have a versatile lineup that can accelerate in any point in the game, and then you just add the last missing hero to make this like a perfect theater show, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly looking forward to this. Any hero they pick up right now, I even think like something like a Gyrocopter, I think would actually be perfect. Send Viper into the off lane to sort of get him some levels, and then Gyrocopter can join the fights, obviously. And
I love it.
That's even better.
Bristleback is... Oh yes, this is gonna be a really nice game, because actually no one can kill each other. We have this Doom super tanky, we have a Batrider who can just go over cliffs and fly away, we have Weaver with endless survivability, we have this Invoker with Ghost Walk, you need a dust in order to kill him, we have Viper who doesn't die, we have this Trend Protector keeping everyone alive. It's gonna be really amazing what they can do.
Right, so in the final game of the Dota 2 Legends Week 1, we're going to have a smoke straight up. Not even going to have time to introduce them. We're going to have Maxwell onto the Enchantress, Darkresk onto the Viper, Callum onto the Panda, Terra onto the Bristleback, and Sido onto the Treant. We have CCC AAA onto the Batrider, Baal onto the Doom, Silvos onto the Rubik, Eunice onto the Weaver, and Zella onto the Invoker. Oh yes, this is what I want to see. Keep that in check. This Drunken Haze, and then I'll see the minus arm. Oh, this is so brilliant.
They made this work, but the Radiant team knows there's something fishy going on here, and they pinged it already, but they're not eager to check yet. And this Roshan,
I don't think they did. I don't think they got there in time. They were very, very slow moving off the mark.
And this is gonna be problematic for Euls, like right away in this early game. With that gold and experience advantage, it's gonna be really hard to dominate the lanes, even though if you have the stronger heroes, it's still so much advantage. And if they can pull this off entirely, and I think there's no resistance of the Radiant team. They're just going to the lanes, they're expecting nothing right now, and this Roshan is falling.
Yeah. I have to ask you just quickly, would you have chosen the poison attack or the Netotoxin first?
Yes.
Oh.
I would have chosen that.
And
that's
there we
Roshan
go.
now. And yes, the the poison attack has attack speed slow as far as I know. So yeah, attack slow, that's why they chose it with the Drunken Haze. And this must be a shock for the Radiant team right now, they didn't see this coming.
The thing is, it's such a brilliant... Like, obviously, a lot of ways you want to try and do a early Roshan is so that it can't be detected. In a million years, I think I would have said, right, they're going to do an early Roshan with this. They didn't have an Ursa, they didn't have, like, high like minus armor. The Bristleback does have the minus armor, but it's not absolutely amazing.
Yeah, you usually expect something to happen, like if you have a Wraith King, Ursa, you can basically Roshan level 1 with every lineup, but the problem is you cannot do it fast enough. And
yeah,
of course you have the problem of being low mana and lower life on the lanes now, but it's just like if you look at the graph, does it pay off? That's the question here right now. Because of course they have the experience advantage, but the gold graph is already growing back into the Radiant's favor, same with the experience card. So did that work for them as they wanted it to work?
I think it will, because obviously Panda can have a difficulty up mid up against an Invoker, and it sort of just secures. It really makes it a lot safer for him. Obviously, I also like this a lot more coming out of the Invoker. Is just going for the early puts across, and are we going to have the troll net? No, not fast enough. I think they really did want a smoke for that, and actually got a smoke coming out for the Enchantress.
I think this Bad Rider is gonna have a super good time against this Bristleback once he reaches a little bit of a higher level.
Yeah.
And then it all relies on the mid lane and the bottom lane, and this Weaver is making great work on this Viper to harass him out. And this Truth cannot heal like the entire map. The Panda is falling a little bit behind against the Invoker, which is okay, because, you know, sometimes it just doesn't work that way. But this Enchantress is really trying to find out if she can gank this Invoker. But Panda's driving him out of the lane. Oh, he's baiting perfectly, and now it's all about the execution of this gank.
Can they get a block? Oh, the block is just off, and they might not actually be able to get... no, the enchant is there. Should be able to get this. We'll be able to dive another Satyr Blast in a few seconds, but no. They're back out. And now they can turn this... They will be able to turn this around. Actually, oh no, onto the Enchantress! She went down too close! That's going to be the first blood in return.
And the bottle of the Panda!
Oh no, this is good!
That was so beautiful play.
Oh, that is not what you want to see after early Roshan. Panda level 5, almost 6.
This
level 3.
This bottle just came in such a perfect time, and this Panda could bait with that Aegis, of course, but that's why they chose the Enchantress, and still this bottle just arrived so perfectly in time for him to get his mana back and clap right into the face of the 3 stacking heroes. That was so great.
That clap was just absolutely perfect. The Enchantress didn't even die. Enchantress level 5. I'm actually just sort of... The experience graph after that, it's even just scary. You don't want to be down 3,000 gold at 3 minutes.
No.
The Aegis hasn't even been popped. And VicaraGaming.
And the Invoker hate goes on.
Yeah.
3 games, 3 times Enchantress.
No, okay, the Vulcan was a lot closer. The Invoker was able just to cold snap there.
Yeah, but still it's annoying for the Invoker to deal with it.
Yeah.
So this Viper is finally is getting some stable farm with their trend, just watching all over the map, trying to find out where he can get the most use of his living armor. And the Bristleback actually, like, on the top it's just a fight between sticks, and it's actually they're always gonna be full for now. And this Panda is just looking to use that Aegis right away, because it's gonna disappear at some point. He's just trying to use it now, so he's full again. He doesn't have to go back to base. And what you gonna do as Invoker? You just can watch him die. It's
yeah. And the thing is, we're looking at this. He's got bottle boots and 1,050 gold.
And full life and full mana.
Such a quick blink. Like, if he gets too close to Invoker, and I think this is the reason that Invoker wanted to go cross Vex, was just so if he like collapses, then he's just gonna Ghost Walk.
Yeah. Or just EMPs, and this Panda has to evacuate.
Yeah.
Unless he wants to dive with. Oh, he's dealing so much damage. Oh, he wanted to split. Oh, that was so close.
Oh, and there's not enough mana now because he didn't actually get the mana burn on any. That's a killing spree. The tornado onto the Batrider, so he's just going to be thrown up into the air. There's no getting out of this. Oh, that was so close.
The Rubik is level 2, just compared to the Panda being level 8. It's so massive.
And Enchantress is already level 6. You've got the
Dire's
tree
middle tower
that's
is
sitting
under
at level
attack.
4. And that was just so close. The Invoker was just a little bit of mana short from the Ghost Walk. And if that EMP had actually landed, obviously he wouldn't have been able to get off the split. And the Invoker would have had mana for a Ghost Walk. Just these split-second timings really making a whole host of difference.
Look at this gold per minute.
That is just... Oh, and there we go. With a double damage. Smack.
This Invoker is just suffering so hard in the mid lane now. And there's nothing he can do about it.
640 blink.
Well, there is something that our Statsman can do some research about now, because this is one of the earliest blinks, I think.
I think this is the earliest blink I've ever seen from a Brewmaster mid up against an Invoker. This is just absolutely incredible.
And DotA2Romania are really in their comfort zone right now. They had this strategy worked out. They picked it right away, and they knew what they want to do about this, and it worked out for them so far. And this Doom trying to take over some farm. He's level 5. This Brewmaster is level 9.
You can see it last on top. The Weavers come up here just to try and help pick off the Bristleback. Do we have one charges? Oh, the tree and armor's there, and the Batrider's actually going to die. The Bristleback will fall to the Weaver, but actually, can the Weaver go pick off the Enchantress? No, the Enchantress is way too far away.
That's some pocket strategy there. They hide it. They were hiding this so much, and it pays off so well for them right now. They know exactly what they want to do, and
bottom tower is under attack.
It's just perfect.
It's week 1 in a sort of a 3-month league. A early win can mean the whole host of morale just for a team.
Yes, definitely. This is working out for the Romanian team really well, and this it's so funny having this Ocean respawn thingy at minute 8. I'm not used to that.
I very, very rarely see that.
And we even have the Doom going for the Arcane boots, so he's looking to go for the mechanism, I think.
Yeah. Average Brewmaster was 13-14 and fastest was 5-19, so not far off by our Mr. Callum.
And this is a tournament game, this is not even a pub game. It's just so strong how this Panda accelerates right now.
Incredible. And, okay, this is good. They saw the Invis rune. They missed it last time. And now he's looking for the Batrider. He knows he can pick him off in the jungle. But
this
look
Panda
at what's
can just...
happening. Look what the Weaver is struggling to farm up on this top lane. And actually, he's just going to go straight onto the Rubik. Rubik has TP away.
Radiant's bottom
he lifted immediately.
Attack.
Yeah, they're having to TP away for things like this, though. And while Viper is actually just free farming this bottom lane, and Bristleback is having a whale of a time up on this top lane. Viper is
fortified.
24 farm ahead of this Weaver. And just taking the tower.
Bottom tower
just seeing, comparing this Panda to the Viper, the Panda just has 4 kills, the Viper was in 0 kills and almost at the same GPM. That's how free that farmer down there is. It's incredible how they utilize their map with the space they created with that early roach, with that acceleration into the mid game. And Invoker is just not where he wants to be. If he goes for Midas this game, I think it's just like insta-call GG.
Yeah, it is very, very worrying for them. Can't even get the EMP off onto the Panda, which is really worrying. And the Vipers just walked through that and killed the Batrider, and I worry for the Doom. He's just got... That's not what you ever want to happen.
That was a 3 versus 1, and the Viper decided to just kill 2 of them. And this Panda's looking to barbecue this Invoker in mid. It's just a roll over right now, and this Radiant team, Euls, are so shocked about what's happening right now. They need to stabilize, they need to find out how they can recover from this, because this is just way too hard for them right now, and they're not used to this position.
No, definitely not. And something full mechanism up on this Viper. They barely killed him 3v1, and he got a double kill. What are they going to do if he had a when he has a mechanism? Now he's just going to go top, and they're just going to take this tower. Bristleback got his Vanguard up. He's got his Bassi. He's got his boots, and they're just going to like face tank this tower and just walk through.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They cannot defend this. There's no way they could ever defend against the push that's coming. They have nothing to offer against what the Dire team right now has to offer with that dagger on the Brewmaster and with that high level. He's level 10. And for example, there's the enemy support. The Rubik recovered quite well. He's on level 6 right now. But still, it's gonna be super hard for them to come back into this game.
Oh, that's a nice steal, but is it going to be enough? They've got the TPs coming in, mass TPs. Oh, we Doom onto the tree, and that's big. No overgrowth today. But they don't have a blink on any. Oh, there's going to be the tornado. They might be able to get some of the heroes down. There is a Viper strike onto the back rider. No lasso.
There comes the mech.
Big jump in from the Panda. No clap right now. The lasso goes onto him. Moving on. The Doom is picked off by the Enchantress. Enchantress, my fault to the Weaver. On the other side, the Bristleback does pick off the Invoker. The Rubik is going to TP out. Where has the Weaver gone? Weaver's gone back into the middle of the fight.
But he's so slow!
That's it. How? It's just incredibly slow. He's just going to bop him away. But that mechanism,
Radiant's top tower
even though the overgrowth was so late because of the Doom, it was enough. There was no treant armor, there was no leap seed, no overgrowth. But they just... Euls was played absolutely perfectly by DotA2Romania. The Viper strike onto the Batrider, stopping him from getting anywhere near any of the heroes, even after the tornadoes sort of halted their path.
Radiant's top tower is
They're
under
just
attack.
so far ahead right now. We're looking at an 8k gold advantage at the 13-minute mark. And yes, then it's just a Panda split.
And the thing is, he just doesn't want to lose his mana, and they just want to say, right, if I split now, we take the
Dire's
tower.
structures are fortified.
There's nothing this Radiant team is able to do right now. They have to split up and try to counter push or just try to farm their jungle. They need some core items. Else they're just gonna lose right away because they just cannot defend anything anymore. There's just way too much gold on the Dire side.
Yeah, absolutely way too much gold. We are halfway to an Aghanim Scepter up onto this, up onto the Enchantress. 2100 gold onto this Brewmaster. 2100 gold up onto the Bristleback.
Radiant's middle tower
Got
is under attack.
1400 on the Viper, and that really just says everything for you. 10k gold advantage, and we are actually going to see a nice EMP into Tornado. There is going to be no mana for any of these heroes, and we don't actually have any arcanes apart from the Panda, none
Radiant's middle
on Bambi.
tower has fallen.
He hit 3 people with his EMP and they just don't care. They just take the tower anyways because there's no follow-up. There's nothing this Radiant team can offer right now. And they're just
and there's the jump in. And a Doom onto the Panda, so that's going to be a big kill.
What a deny!
And the judge just took out the Batrider in the rear of that. Bristleback's just going to sort of face tank this,
tower is under attack.
and they're just going to get rid of these Weaver bugs, walk away. The Viper's going onto the Doom. He's going to fall down, and actually they're picking off the Weaver. Has to time that's away, and they need to back out from this fight. What a deny coming out of Terror.
That was just so well executed, and they did everything they could, the Euls that is, and they really hit their spells well, but there's just so much advantage on that Dire team, they cannot contest them anymore. There's just no way to come back until high ground, and even then it's gonna be super hard. There's net worth wise, it's just the Radiant team is behind 4 players of the Dire team right now.
Yeah, it's just so difficult for them to beat. Like, that fight was absolutely insane. That, if they killed that Brewmaster, that would have been
Dire's
such a
bottom
big
tower is
experience
under
spike for
attack.
all of the Euls heroes, and they desperately needed that. And as it is, they preserve his kill streak and they preserve his experience.
Does this actually still have a kill
Dire's
streak?
top tower
Wasn't he
is
dominating and
under
died then?
attack.
You don't lose the kill streak if you're denied.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I thought he died before, never mind.
No,
Yeah,
he
but-
was 4-0 before that.
They're just gonna take the next Roshan.
Yeah, they're just gonna take this. We're gonna have a cheese at around like 26 minutes. It's just incredible. Actually, they want to take this big clap. Oh, what a quick reaction from the Doom there. Doom onto the banner. There is really no deny right now. Can they? It depends how they go. Can they try to get the deny off? They're just trying to kill off this Doom.
And this Doom is just staying around and healing this Panda right now. And
the Panda actually lives anyway. They do manage to kill off the tree with the Weaver and the Batrider just laying down the damage. The Bristleback has now found the Batrider. Batrider is going to find himself way too much trouble for his little wings to carry him away from.
And there's a primal split, and they're looking to get more of these kills now. And yes, they get the tower, but for what price? Like, this is so expensive for them. And they get the stun off.
Going out. And even though the primal spit doesn't go out, did they get it? They actually did get the kill on the tower. Oh, so primal spit from the Rubik. Very, very nice from Silvos.
Yeah, well, it's really nice to have that primal split, but even with that primal split, are they gonna be able to defend? That's the question, because they can just continue the Roshan after they're healed up and go bottom, and what is the Raiden team gonna do about it then?
Meanwhile, the Viper just goes straight onto the Invoker, and within 3 hits and a Viper strike, takes down most of his life.
And there's Gem up.
Yeah. So, Ghost Walk, Shikuchi, they don't do anything anymore. And there's a little bit of like sort of miscoordination going out from like sort of the heroes on Euls. We've got half of a drum onto the Invoker, we've got a full drum onto the Weaver, and the Batrider has now finished his blink, so that's could be what's going for them. They've got an ATOS onto this Bristleback.
He is free to do whatever he likes in this game because they are so far ahead right now. They are 14k gold ahead almost. How is this Radiant team ever gonna come back from this? There needs to be a miracle happening. I think they even know there is Roshan happening right now, but they just cannot contest it. Oh no, they smoked actually up. I think they don't know it then.
I think they have to know it because it's very, very obvious that they can take this. I actually think if they want, I think they want to bait behind the Weaver, and they might be able to pick up the Enchantress hit. Blink. You can't. Too many spells onto this Enchantress. If the rest of the team come in, the Doom's going to be down. Oh, yes. So they get the lasso onto the Viper. That's big. He barely had enough mana for that mechanism. Nice magic sit there. What a big overgrowth. The primal spit from the Rubik is going chasing down onto the Enchantress. Now our Panda's in. He's going to split. Not before. He's already destroyed the Invoker. Bristleback is just wailing down onto this Doom. The Enchantress taking down the Batrider. The Rubik is just trying to escape. He's going to try and TP away. The Doom trying to pick off the tree before he backs out, but the Weaver's actually just going to try smash down with that punch from the tree, and we lost a Viper for 3. And the Batrider is still just hiding in those trees. We'll be able to blink away, but
he's gonna get away eventually. But that was just yes, they got the tower, but still, I mean, to come back into this game, it will be so hard for them to actually stabilize, because they have to defend at high ground now. They have 2 towers, which is a miracle actually, to get these 2 towers. That was like really well played by the Radiant, but they pay so much for every move they do, and it's just you cannot really see the comeback by them right now.
Yeah, and we've got an Aghanim Scepter on the Viper, we've got Aghanim Scepter on the Enchantress. Did I just see someone pick out that an Aghanim Scepter was dropped somewhere? I hope that was just like someone dropping theirs, not that Panda has this much money that after that fight he just
no, I think it was Enchantress's one.
Alright.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And it's just very, very difficult spot for them to even be in right now. Even with the Tornado EMP and now burning 400 mana, Viper now has an 800. He actually is not going to be out of mana just from this EMP, which is really what you want to be. Oh, and the Invoker needs to be really careful. Are we going to get a blink onto him? Yeah, there we go. He wanted to dodge the... wanted to dodge that. Oh, there is the lasso onto the tree and get rid of him. The split actually managed to get onto the high ground. The overgrowth still went off. Tree armor on himself. He's hiding into himself. The Doom is onto the Viper. There's no more Viper strikes coming out of him, but the damage is already being done. The Bristleback is just rolling through people. Primal Split is doing absolutely so much work to all of these heroes. The Batrider is just going to walk out of there from the Euls, from the Tornado, from the Panda. But the Bristleback, they don't even when the Viper's down. Obviously, Viper Strike now stolen, but not enough mana to use it from the Rubik. Where do they have the rest of their damage?
Yeah, they don't have the damage to cut through all this high amount of life on the Bristleback, on the Panda, on the Viper. Even the Enchantress is tanky. Like, it's so hard for them to bring someone down. They use Doom and Lasso on someone, and maybe they can pick him off. But then there's still like 4 heroes left to cut through. It's just so hard for them to deal with that and come back into this game. And it's like 2 Roshans for a dire side. It's 19-6. Yeah, we're looking at a goal advantage that is so massive. You don't want to look at it.
That's just not pretty. I think we've now got a Vlad up onto this Panda, so there's more damage, there's more armor on all of their heroes, and now that Fire Panda is going to have even more damage, and he's going to lifesteal. We believe in miracles, however.
We believe in comeback.
We believe in the comebacks. However, there is a chance, and I think it depends. I think if they go over into a there is no Naga in this game, and they're going. The Bristleback is doomed, and he is just smashing down. They need to use a Doom. They need a Viper Strike. They need to use Lasso just to kill this Bristleback. And if they had a Naga in this game. And I'm talking sort of 6.79 Naga.
Under attack.
I think there was a possibility, but with a Weaver who does rely on being sort of ahead at most points of the game, or even just equal,
Dire's top tower
he doesn't really sort of do well from being behind.
Well,
but if there is a massive throw coming out of DotA2Romania and he just gets a bunch of shutdowns on all of these heroes.
It's all about mistakes from the Dire team now. I think you cannot outskill and win this anymore. I think you have to rely on mistakes by the Dire team to win this. I think there's no more possibility for them to just come back into this game by outplaying someone, because they're so massively behind.
Yeah, completely agree with you there. And I think this is actually going to be a very early Roshan, actually. I think it's going to be an early respawn timer. The Bristleback did go back to defend. We did now get the force off onto the Batrider, so he's going to be able to sort of bring someone back very quickly. They are smoking up. They want to get a pick off. And I think it has to be the Panda. They have to kill this Panda. Now the Aegis is gone. The Panda needs to be careful. They need to know this, and I think they need to go on him.
No, they already pinged on him. I think with the Doom and the Lasso locking out the Panda, it's really vital for them. But still, there is Viper and Enchant with his Aghanim's, and it's so much damage output even without the Panda. And the Panda can survive through the Doom. It's really hard for them to make something happen here. I think it's just someone needs to overextend from the Dire team, and Euls need to capitalize on that mistake then.
Look at this, we've got smoke coming out. This is really clever coming out of DotA2Romania. They know they've got a position advantage.
There's a sentry ward though.
Mid.
What the?
That's a creep, Dark Breath. Oh, and that was a risky force up against the Impetus. And that's a really good point to make, that the gold graph is they're not gaining or losing at the moment. Euls are stabilizing at the moment. They're stabilizing on this high ground. Actually, the Weaver finished off a Desolator. He's actually getting his items up, and I think this is where they're stabilizing. Oh, they're going to get a pick off. They got the Panda. They need to doom the Panda, and they need to take him down quickly. Oh,
this Panda is dead.
This is so much.
Buy back by
Weaver
the
just needs
Panda.
The Weaver just needs to take people down. Does the Panda have boots of travel? Doesn't have them. It's walking in. The Viper Strike was stolen by the Rubik. Thrown it back out onto the Viper, I think, or was it? Wasn't thrown out at all.
But the Panda bought back,
No.
so if he dies now, however, then this is gonna be really dicey. But they need so much to bring this Panda down. I think it's not gonna happen that this Panda dies again, unless he just stands in the firefly enjoying his smelly, burning
I
something.
don't think. Yeah, I completely agree with you. They needed the lasso. They needed the Doom to pick him off. They really didn't have much else, and he just jumps in onto the Invoker. There's the sort of the drunken haze on him, so he's not hitting anything. The Rubik is taken out of the fight.
Middle tower is under attack.
And they're just doing it once again. They don't use it to try and dive. They just use it to act as the buffer. And they send one hero at a time into the air, keep them out of the fight. The bat wants to make an initiation. He has got the Bristleback, but the Bristleback is just too tanky from behind. They can't kill him.
The Rubik buys back here. The Weaver is close to death, and now with time lapse on cooldown, he cannot survive that. The Enchantress actually tanking quite a few tower shots there, and the Rex is actually still there, but Panda ulti is out, and he's diving into the Rubik, and the Rubik's is gonna die. But there's a Doom up again on the Panda, but there's no follow up, so I think it's just not. They cannot hold this here.
And they're going onto the Invoker. Oh, what? That damage onto the Invoker! Enchantress says, right, you're mine. I'm taking you. I'm taking this trophy home for my own. Just have the Invoker's head on their mantelpiece. There was no consideration for the Invoker's feelings right there. Just absolutely nailed him down with those impetus.
And now the Rex are gone there, and they still look for more. There's 3 heroes down for the Radiant. They can just push on and go into the next lane and push that Rex, or do at least as much damage as they can. And there's not that much to oppose them actually. The Bristleback is undying here, and the Panda is so hard to bring down. They lasso the Enchantress here, and the Viper strikes to slow the Batrider down. Lift on the Bristleback, the Beetles working down on the armor, and the Overgrowth actually locking down 3 people. The Batrider and the Rubik dying in split seconds here. Nice cold snap usage on the Bristleback, and with the Desolator it's actually quite a lot of damage, and this Viper is dying quite hard, but the poison is so much.
They need to kill the
Panda ulti is back up again.
The Primal Split's already back up.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And now this is really back. They need to retreat, but this Rex shouldn't fall.
And they're gonna have to get a Doom buyback. They've got them just put up a force up on the Evoker. They really want to try and get like sort of just defend this final melee barracks, but they've already lost the mid racks. The bottom is pushing in. The tower is taking damage.
They're trying to chase this down, but the Dire team is just gonna TP out of here because this Weaver just has no stun on MKB or whatever. And
now they will just Roche, take the cheese.
And then go bottom, and then it's basically so hard for them to pull off a fight, Radiant that is. But with the Doom and the lasso on the Panda, they lock him down. But there's still so much left on this Dire team that is dealing so much damage and still tanking away that much damage. It's really hard for the Radiant team to do anything there. And I think the only way they got some pickoffs was with that Viper Strike hitting a creep and these little small mistakes piling up. As I mentioned before, I think that's the only way how they could have come back into this game massively, if the Dire team feels overconfident, pushes somewhere in, overextends. But they're keeping themselves back. They're doing some minor mistakes which don't really lose them the game.
No. So they're gonna have to pipe up soon for the Bristleback. So the Batrider Firefly will do a lot less. You've now got another Aegis up onto this Brewmaster. Got a Reaver up onto the Viper, as 1300 gold up onto the Treant plus that Blink Dagger. So there's Overgrowth. They're going to do absolutely massive work. Got the Sheepstick onto the Enchantress.
Dire's
and
top tower is under attack.
Are they doing this?
They're trying to base race, I guess, but then you go straight to the base.
Yep.
Skip the Rex, yes.
They fortified way too early.
Yes, that was a wasted 45. And this is actually turning the entire situation. With the Desolator, they cut through these towers, and Rubik's TPing back to delay this with the Bat Rider together because they don't really have the auto hit damage.
Oh, the Enchantress does so much damage!
Radiant's middle tower has
And the Panda splits somewhere. Wait.
Yeah, Panda split actually in the base. Is now just
Oh yeah, there.
That was absolutely massive damage being done to that Rubik. Absolutely no consideration there for his feelings whatsoever, and I think that this is going to be it. There was a really nice one, like last-ditch effort to try and take those tier 4s. The tier 4s are down in favour of the Dire. I think we're going to be looking at the Aegis has now popped onto the Brewmaster. Weaver is dead.
And there must come the GG soon. This is over now. They had a really nice idea and tried to push this in with the smoke and tried to move up there fast and base race this. But it's just way too much farm on the Dire side, and
yeah,
it was a nice attempt.
So farmed. That Enchantress absolutely tore through them. And there's the grip. So here is going to be the final moments of this game. Very well played to DotA2Romania. Obviously, they played very, very well during these games. Commiserations to Euls, who really showed in game 1 how well they could sort of hold back and sort of keep back on the pressure. In game 2, they showed what they could do if they got sort of their picks, and they. But in this game 3, I think it just went all the way from them. Just the Aegis for the Brewmaster, and then you got the bottle at that precise moment on the courier, giving him enough mana for that clap. I can guarantee this game would not have been the same if that bottle didn't arrive.
Yes, I totally agree with that. And this Enchantress, the stand-in not dying once, it's really nice executed by the Romanian team here. And I cannot say much. It's just GG, well played.
Yeah, I am not really looking forward to the rest of the games that we're going to be getting out of this tournament. This was week 1. We've got another 2-3 months of this. These teams are going to improve. They're going to learn. They're going to sort of develop more synergy to each other. It's just going to be such an exciting run for this tournament. Obviously, thank you very much, Sick, for joining me with this cast, and obviously thanks to ThatPhageGuy for doing all the statistics and providing us some amusement with the tasers. But obviously, this will be it for tonight. Obviously, this was the we will have more games later on. We've got the American games that will be happening. It will be good night from the European cast. So, is there anything else you wanted to shout out, Sick?
No, I just wanted to thanks for tuning in, and thank you to the teams for giving us games that were enjoyable. And I really would like to cast again. This was really fun, and I could enjoy the playstyle of both teams. It was really nice.
Yeah, definitely good. Right, so that'll be it from us, obviously the European cast. Tune in later, obviously, to both the AD2L streams, but we have various games going on. Thanks very much and good night.